Hello, fellow Minecrafters. Gearsaw Studios here. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a pool because any good Minecraft house kind of needs a pool in order to exemplify that you're good at the game. However, before I begin, remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. So, with that, onto the tutorial. For this build palette, we're going to be using whatever palette we're using for our house that we're adding this onto. And if you don't have anything you're adding it onto, then do something that's relatively modern because wood does not go well with water in most scenarios due to mold. So I'm using white and gray concrete with some cyan terracotta, dark oak planks for accents, and calcite for the floor. We're also going to be using prismarine on the inside of the pool. And you can add an assortment of terracottas to the bottom to create a nice unique design. Then, just find a nice area where you can put it by your house. So, you can connect it up, and I flattened a nice area right here to connect it. So, what we want to do is add some sort of staircase or just some sort of way to get into here. So, putting myself into creative mode, and we can just take off this railing right here and make the birch stairs bend back down. So, just like this, grab the stairs, and we can just put the design, and now it goes downward. So, connect it up with some stairs or a door. With some stairs adapted into the build, of course, with our necessary side measures. So, if you have a staircase like this, just mirror it down the middle, and now you have a staircase going down. So, we need to designate boundaries for the pool and clean up any water in case you definitely did not generate the chunks in 1.17. So, just clean up any disturbances that could be, and if your place is one block above where you ended your staircase, it might be worth just making your staircase go a little higher. So, just ending it off one block higher, and what do you know? Solution. So, of course, level everything out and designate the border with some gray concrete and make it engrave into the ground and make the entire thing calcite for now. We'll work on the pool itself later. So we've created a nice area to begin our work. However, I'm going to cover a couple of niche things in adapting the current build into this pool area. So we can see that I've created a little generator here a couple of videos ago. And by a couple, I mean like 30. And we can see it's on a different level. And you could just move it, but you could also just connect up the areas. And just like this, we can have just more birch. And more birch isn't bad. In fact, it looks quite decent. This area right here could also be birch. So there's just a lot you can do with the elevations. So like that, we've made it look quite a bit better. You could even replace that with some slabs. So, like this, and that's how you do height changes in a pool. So, now that we have that done, designate the actual area for the pool. It should be about 2 blocks from any border because, remember, no running near the pool because, of course, it's slippery. So, might as well create an area where it's not slippery. So, make sure that there's a decent amount of room between the border and your pool itself. So the best way to do it is by giving corners to it. And you can use certain parts of the build to just designate corners. And look, we have a nice shape we can do. So we have a border for this place now, and we could start digging it out. However, there's one thing I'd like to cover, and that, since most of you are probably going to be using modern build palettes, is adding lighting. So, under these carpets, I added sea lanterns, and that's just a very simple way to add some light to the build. So, start digging out 3 to 4 blocks down inside your pool area, and you do the sides with prismarine. With the pool dug out, now you want to create a layering terracotta design, because the issue with most pools is the bottom is pretty boring. So what we can do is create this nice pattern that goes inward and just progressively gets more and more colorful. However, if you have a part of a pool that jets out kind of like this, then it might not work out so well. So you could just create a striped pattern or something along the lines of that. So, like this, and you've solved that issue. Or you could just resize it in order to solve it. And, of course, we just go inward and we get a pretty neat design. So, like this, then we fill it up with water. With the neat pool in, we need to decorate the outside, because once the pool is in, it's pretty smooth sailing because the tutorial is almost done. So, of course, we can get decorations into here, like a grill. So, in order to do grill, having two looms, and preferably have them face towards each other to give a more continuous design instead of facing towards you. And we have a piece of a grill. You can place two campfires under here, patch it back up, and surround it in trapdoors. Once you're done with doing the trapdoors, then you can just add other decorations, such as a table that has item frames on it. Various meats will work very well, especially as item frames on here. And don't forget, you can always do some sort of wood onto here, like that. Although wood isn't the best choice, we don't have a thing like deep slate trapdoors, so it's the best we can do. Along with that, you can add an umbrella. So, to do an umbrella, I'm just going to grab some wool, like this, have it in the middle. Then, we can use carpet too. And carpet is just pretty useful in general. Don't forget, you can place string under it. There's a lot of things you can do. And I'm just kind of building this on the fly, but with a little bit of practice, you can make a really nice umbrella. Just remember the string trick, and don't forget about making a table for a barbecue. So, I got the grill going, some item frames, a cake, and a quick umbrella. So, there's only one real thing left to do besides doing the finishing touches, and that's some nice landscaping. So, a thing you may have noticed is, well, it's kind of open here, and it's not exactly the most comfortable knowing that a lot of people are watching you, possibly. Say you have this pool in the middle of a city. So, if you just place down a ton of azaleas or other leaves and flowers by it, textured with some nice flowering azaleas, then we can make it a lot more comfortable to be here. So, add some landscaping in form of bushes. With the landscaping in, it really brings the whole build a lot better together, because you can just walk into here and it's pretty homely. You have the pool, the grill, the chairs, and it's just very nice in general. However, one way to test if your build is completely done is changing it to night, or just waiting till night. So, if we change it to night, we can see I've successfully lit this place up enough by using some carpets and sea lanterns. However, you might want to add more, because the more lighting there is, the better, because this is a pretty futuristic build, and even in modern builds, lighting is key. So, remember to have enough lights in your build so that way it's still pretty. Another thing, you can just speckle them around like this, like every 2 blocks, in order to absolutely guarantee that it's bright enough in your build. So, yeah, remember to light up your build successfully. With all the lighting in, I'd call this build done. So, it's just a nice asset to have on any build, because it's just nice. You swim around, and it provides a bit more character to the build, because on this side, it's just a futuristic house. But on this side, we have a pool, and it really makes the build a lot better. So I'd highly recommend adding pools to any large futuristic or modern build. So with that, it's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. So with that, take care, Remember, summer's coming, so don't forget about that. Gearsaw out.